How do I get promoted to a management or leadership role? That's one of the questions I get asked quite often. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you 7 tips on how to improve your chances to get a promotion to become a manager or leader. Hi, I'm Anne Koopman and I'm a former senior leader in the manufacturing industry, and now I'm a leadership coach, and I also work as a trainer and facilitator for team development. Make sure that you subscribe below because I regularly update my channel with new videos on leadership skills and also how to manage and build effective teams. So you might have this feeling inside that you would really love to manage a team, or maybe even step up your management level and manage a whole department or section in your company. And of course, there are some strategic things that you can do and improve on to enhance your chances for this development. And also, the possibility is much bigger to get promoted within your current organization than to be hired in a new organization on a higher level without that leadership experience. So if you're interested in moving up the leadership ladder, start to look at opportunities and ways to do that within your current company and organization. So when we look at the things that we can do, of course, there's big things you can do with regards to your performance and your leadership skills. So I'm going to share with you 6 tips on what to look out for and how to change the way you work to putting yourself in a better position to be seen as a leader with leadership capabilities. But your performance is not all, so make sure that you stick around to the end, because tip number 7 is really important and will make the biggest difference in your leadership journey. Tip number 1 to enhance your chances to become a leader is to invest in your strength. If you follow me for a while, you might have heard me talking about how important and how powerful strengths development is. And there's a whole video on strengths-based leadership right here that you can check out as well. But the essence really is that you want to start to understand what are the things and the ways in which you naturally think, behave, and act? How do you look at data and problems? How do you interact with individuals and people? And how do you influence and make strategic decisions? Based on your strength, you can develop your own unique leadership style that will help you be authentic and build trust quickly, and also be successful, because your performance will reach much higher potential if you focus on your strength in opposite to focusing on your weaknesses. So look at your strengths, figure out how you can use your strength more strategically for your leadership and to reach your full potential at work. Tip number 2 is to practice self-regulation. As a leader, you will have constant pressures and you will be pulled in all different directions. There are going to be a lot of difficult and stressful situations. You will have demands from the people that you lead and from top management as well. So quite often you will be pushed into situations that are emotionally quite stressful. And if you have not learned or shown that you are able to manage stress well and manage your emotions in stressful situations, then it's quite unlikely that you are going to be seen as a leader, because a leader has to remain calm even if everything around them starts to shake. And this does not mean that you are not allowed to feel emotions. 100% you are. We are humans. Emotions are part of it. But it's important that you learn on how to ensure that your emotions don't impact what you say and what you do, so that you don't impact other people by your reactions to your emotional triggers, and that you also don't show yourself in a way that you don't want to be seen. So looking at emotional intelligence and practicing self-regulation is really key to show that you have the capabilities of being a leader and staying calm for your team when things get tough. Tip number 3 is around delegation. So as a leader, it's really important that you learn how to let go. We might identify ourselves with the work that we do and with our expertise that we might have developed through our studies and our experiences as an individual contributor. As you move up the leadership ladder, you will have to let go more and more of the operative work, and you will have to become more strategic and be more of a leader and deal with leadership responsibilities. This means that you have to practice and be more confident in also letting go and letting others do the work that you love doing, and also the work that you have been really proud of and that you know that you can do well. So practice letting go, practice delegating tasks, and becoming really clear at defining what your expectations around these tasks are, and starting to practice how to give feedback if someone does not perform to these expectations, and help them develop their skills in this area. Delegation is really key, so start practicing now and start to figure out what might be holding you back when you have to start to delegate. Is it an ego thing? Is it an identity thing? What might be getting in your way when you have to start to delegate more? Tip number 4 is to openly discuss your ambitions and goals with your manager and people in your organization. If they don't know your ambitions and if they don't know that you are ready and you feel ready and you're excited to become a leader and why you want to become a leader, it's really unlikely that people will start to see you as a potential candidate for this job. So this does not mean that you walk around and tell everyone, I want to be a leader, make me a leader now. It's more about sharing your ambitions in conversations that come up naturally and in development conversations with your manager, that you proactively bring it up and say, in the future, I would love to be able to take over a leadership role and I would love to develop that and have these conversations around your development skills. This will be really helpful because if people know that you're excited for this challenge, they might think of you the next time there's an open role. Tip number 5 is around being solution focused. The more you move up, you have to show that you are able to not just spot the problems, but also think it through and come with solutions. A lot of managers that I work with that have people that have ambitions to be promoted, they always say that they don't necessarily see them as leaders because they still come to them with every question and wanting all the answers and support. They say what they often lack seeing is that somebody is solution focused. So they don't just come to them with problems, they come to them with solutions. So starting to practice to think things through and already come with suggestions when you approach your manager with an issue is going to be really helpful to show that you possess that skill to think something through from the start to finish. And then you can distinguish yourself to be an exceptional employee by actually take on the responsibility to solve the issues that you observe and give it a try. This does not mean, of course, that you can never ask your leader for help, but you want to start to find opportunities where you can actually come with solutions, come with suggestions, and take over more responsibility and show that you can already provide solutions by yourself. Tip number 6 is about thinking strategically. Now, this is closely connected to tip number 5, being more solution focused, but this goes a little bit further beyond that. For leaders, it's really important that they start to see how their actions, how their team impacts the overall goals and results and targets of the organization. So for you to become more strategic and to show that you can think a little bit more ahead and understand different alternatives, start to think about the impact that you can create and what initiatives you can come up with to support the company goals and targets. You want to start to highlight that you have this understanding of how the business can grow by the work that you do or the team does. You can start by qualifying your achievements in accordance to the company goals. And now we come to the big tip, tip number 7, that will make the biggest difference. And this is shifting your focus from your performance currency to your relationship currency. Carla Harris has defined these two currencies, and Carla Harris talks about the difference in these currencies, and she talks about how the importance will shift the more you move up the ladder. So when you start a job as an expert in a role or in an entry-level position, your performance currency and the performance that you deliver is going to be very important, of course. You will be measured by the results that you create. So your performance currency is created by delivering on the results on the expectations that you have in this role. If you're successful, it will get you noticed, it will get you first promotions, and it will make you be known in your company. But Carla Harris also says over time, once you've set a certain standard for your performance, it's just seen as a given. People will expect that performance from you, and it's not necessarily seen anymore as something that's exceptional. You're kind of going to reach a plateau for your performance currency because that's just expected of you. And if you want to move up, high performance is just needed and is a given for that. The key now becomes your relationship currency. So your relationship currency is based on the value of your relationships within your organization, with your manager, with different stakeholders, with upper management. The more people you know and the more authentic relationships you have, the higher your chances are for being promoted. Good performance is not enough to get a promotion. People will promote you if they know you, if they know that they can trust you, if they know that they can build a good relationship with you and communicate well with you. And most of the time, decisions about your promotion are being made when you're not in the room. So you want to make sure that you have valuable relationships in place of people that can act like your sponsors, that can talk about you when you are not there, that can bring your name up into discussions so people start to see your name in connection to new opportunities and to bigger leadership roles. To build good and valuable relationship currency, it's important that you stay authentic and that you slowly build these relationships. They need to be true relationships without the second agenda behind it. Don't just create superficial connections with people and lie to them or tell them something about yourself that's not true. You want to build genuine connections, and you do that slowly. You get to know people one after a while. And when you want to build good relationships, remember that relationships are a give and take. If you want to build trust, you got to invest in this relationship first. You got to be the one to put into that relationship so that it can grow and build. So you build powerful relationships and you build your relationship currency by thinking about what is important for this person. What are their goals? What are their targets? What is something that you can support them with? What are their needs that they have? When you invest in someone and invest time and effort into a relationship, they're more likely to invest back in you. But the key here really is that it's authentic and genuine. If you fake it and if you just help someone because you want to gain something from it, they will notice and it's not going to work. You really got to work on these relationship goals and build good, true relationships that are built on trust. Once you've started with building some relationships, start to really identify some key players in your company. Start by slowly building those genuine connections to other leaders, other stakeholders, and build your network. Put up your hand for initiatives or for volunteering, because that will give you exposure to other people. It will show other people yourself, your name, and what you're capable of. And at the same time, it will provide opportunities to have good discussions, conversations, and to build these really, really powerful relationships. So these were my 7 tips on how to get promoted into a management role. More specifically, these are tips that will put you in the best position to be seen and noticed for your leadership potential and to be given the chance to put your hand up and to get the promotion in the end. Let me know which tip you found most valuable and what you're going to try and implement first. I would love to hear from you, and I can't wait to see you soon.